Okay, kids. So now it's time to go bust out a couple of these sigils. Of course, I might as well just start from the top of the list, and we'll go ahead and grab Titus's Sun Sigil. We've already got all the crests, and then we've got what, the Moon, Mars, and Jupiter sigils. So all we got to do now is go get Titus's sigil. We got to grab Kamari's, Lulu's, and then Riku's. So we'll start with Titus.
You're counting.
Yeah, thanks, Sid. Now let's go ahead and head down to the Calm Lands so we can knock out this Sun Sigil. Now this is rather difficult. In order to grab the sigil here, you have to do that little Chocobo Racing with that bitch. And what you have to do is you have to get a time of 0.
Here we go.
Yeah, Sid, thank you. Yep, I got it. But to get a time of 0, you gotta hit a shit ton of these balloons, and you really can only be hit by 1 or 2 birds. A lot of it is basically luck. It just depends on the placement of the balloons. It's all random. And because the birds always come in at the same sort of pattern. Although the Chocobo controls like he's fucking drunk. So that makes it really hard, actually. Yeah, let me ride one. Or wait, no, train one. Whoops. What am I thinking? So used to just asking this bitch for a Chocobo to ride that I'm... Whatever. Okay, catcher. Yep. So I'll go ahead and just leave this first one on screen here. There's no way I'm going to get the Sun Sigil here, but we'll go ahead and let it rock. Let's see how I do. Now, like I was saying before, a big determinant for how you can get the Sun Sigil here is the placement specifically of these balloons up here. Wow, yeah, this Chocobo does not control well at all. If you get like a nice little line of balloons to the right side at the beginning there, you can really make getting the Sun Sigil easy, but again, the placement of these balloons is completely random. And it's also difficult to avoid this spot right around here of getting hit by a bird, because they just fly right in right as you have to turn a left onto this part. So it's... For me, it takes, you know, probably 20 to 30 attempts before I can really get a good rhythm and good control of the Chocobo so I can actually get the goddamn sigil. Because see, like this wasn't even close. I've got a time of 20-something here, I'm sure. Yeah, 21. But okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show this. Yeah, I got the new personal best. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Yeah, you jot it down in your book, bitch. But we get a nice little turbo ether for breaking the previous record. Okay, and here we have the Sun Sigil winning run. You see, we got a nice little group of balloons up here, although I'm only able to get just those 2. And then this bitch, if you hug that, like, right side of the cliff, the bitch will always fall behind you so you can get most of the balloons. And sticking to this right side makes this a lot easier, and I got pretty lucky with the balloon placement. And I made that quick dodge on that bird right there. That was the key. By dodging that bird, I was able to successfully get the sigil here. I got greedy for this balloon, but oh well. Oh, another nice dodge, bitch. And wabamo. That is how you get triple zeros. And look at this bitch. I'm just chilling here at the finish while this bitch is just taking her sweet-ass fucking time. Yeah, there you go, whore. Finally. 13-1. That's not bad. Not bad. Personal best, triple zeros. Now, I've heard that if you get 0 exactly, you don't get the sigil. You have to technically be under 0 in order to get the sigil and the trophy here. Heard it's priceless. Well, yeah, it's gonna sure help us beat the fucking Dark Aeons, that's for sure. So, yep, so we got the Sun Sigil. We're done with this bitch. Thanks a lot, you fucking cunt. Fuck you. Alright, so let's take a look here what we got. Sun Sigil down, bitch. Okay, and now we need to get Kamari's Saturn? Yes, Saturn Sigil. We gotta do the 3rd iteration of this butterfly minigame here. This is where this gets rather fucking difficult, to be honest. This is gonna take a lot of different attempts. Okay, time to bust out the first half of this minigame here. That's the other pain in the ass about this, is that there's actually 2 parts to this. Which, we did see earlier, because I did do the first 2 parts of this minigame, on screen earlier in the game. This part's really difficult right here. All these red butterflies. I wasn't able to avoid that one, but you can, it looks like you can hit just 1 red butterfly, and you're able to get through here. Because, see, it's impossible to tell, like, exactly where all those red butterflies are right there. You kind of got to just do trial and error, try and feel out where they are a bunch of times, and then you got to, like, memorize their pattern. And then just barely manage to get that. But yeah, that took probably 5 to 10 attempts, just because on that one part, I just have to sort of see, like, you know, do I run along the left side of this platform, or do I run along the right side of this platform to avoid most of these red butterflies here? And we got a teleport sphere, which is pretty useful, because later on, filling up the sphere grid, all the empty nodes, we got to fill all those in, so we'll probably be doing lots of teleporting all over the place. So that's good to get that. Okay, and now for the second half. Now, the thing I noticed about this second part of the butterfly course here, this one is a lot less difficult as far as just avoiding the red butterflies. Like, you can clearly see where they all are. The problem is that they do not give you enough time. You really have to move your fucking ass if you want to get all the blue butterflies before the time runs out. Like, if you miss, if you overshoot one of these butterflies, you're done. You're fucked. You have no shot. And this part is like, it's pure luck getting through that little choke point right there. It's there's like 5 or 6 red butterflies right here on this corner. It's like impossible to do that on your first attempt. And it's just luck, basically. Just keep running through there until you can successfully get it. But alright, so that worked out pretty good. We've got the Saturn Sigil now. So Titus can stop running around like a fucking jerk off here. Okay, so now, oh boy. Next, we gotta go head down and get Lulu's. Ah, lightning! Oh no! And of course, this is the real pain in the fucking cock of this game. The goddamn Venus Sigil. Everyone's least favorite part of this game. I remember being a little 11-year-old boy. That just made me think of Dragon Ball Z. Piccolo, he's a scared 11-year-old boy. Although, you know, Piccolo actually does give Gohan's wrong age when he's talking to Goku at the set. Whatever, I got sidetracked there. But I remember when I was just the weeest of diaper babies, I could not ever do this. The dodging 200 consecutive lightning bolts here is just a true pain in the ass. I did actually manage to find a trick to get this done pretty easily. Yeah, there's me getting fucking dominated here. Okay, so here we go. Now, of course, I am doing the audio for my voice in post here. There is no way I could have kept this steady rhythm for 200 lightning dodges while talked at the same time. I couldn't do it. This is just so hard. Now, if you'll notice, I do the exact same thing every single time. Running underneath this lightning tower and then running towards this crater will always cause a lightning bolt to strike at the exact same time. So doing it this way, really all it is just a matter of keeping a rhythm. It's a steady pattern because the lightning is always going to hit at the exact same time. Now, you don't have to run all the way back towards the tower, but I'm so bad at this that this was able to really help me maintain my rhythm without completely fucking myself over. The other thing, several times I got to like 150 lightning dodges only to fuck up because I made the very poor choice of having that Japanese horror movie, Ju-on the Grudge. I had that shit playing while I was doing this. Now, why I didn't just pause it or turn the volume down, I don't know. But every time that fucking ghost would do that, like, her throat is broken, so she does, like, that crazy ass, like, you know, broken bone, broken neck bullshit gargle that she does, that would fuck me up, and I would always get hit by lightning. At a certain point, I was almost challenging myself, like, I don't give a fuck. I am going to do this 200 lightning dodges with this bitch just fucking gargling in my ear. I don't give a shit. But I was finally able to do it. This definitely took the longest of all the mini-games. Well, not longer than the Blitzball. The Blitzball took about 10 hours to get through in order to get Venus Sigil. Because you got to go through those league matches. That's a full 10 matches, and then the tournaments and all that shit. This took me, I don't know, probably like an hour and a half. Because I got to 150. I think I got to like 127. And I got like close to 75 a couple times before I was finally able to get the 200. Now, I still haven't looked at what the exact count is that I did. I believe it's 207. When I got to 200, just to be on the safe side, I went ahead and dodged like 5 or so more. Because I remember hearing a story from one of my friends, 10 years ago when I was, a teenager playing this game, that he actually had dodged 198 lightning bolts in a row, and he thought that he had 200. And as soon as you leave this screen to go to the travel agency, which is where the chest pops that has the sigil and stuff, your count is reset. So he got 198, so he basically had to do that shit 2 times. And I was not going to make that same mistake. Alright, great. So now there's, another 20 minutes of me running back and forth dodging lightning bolts here. So, speaking of terrible horror movies, well, I'm not going to say The Grudge is a terrible horror movie. I mean, I am the only person I know who likes it, but I am talking about the Japanese version, not the American version, which it did have Buffy in it, which was pretty cool. That first American Grudge was not that bad, but the second one, ooh, that was, they could have made some better choices with that. And then the third one is, straight to DVD. Might as well, it's not direct to DVD, I guess it's direct to Blu-ray now. That one, it's on Netflix and shit. I still have never even been able to finish it. It's so bad. Maybe I'll go ahead and watch that. But anyway, so this new movie came out recently. What is it called? Oculus? It's another in these line of American horror movies where, like, some sort of item is possessed or haunted. Like, there's a movie called The Box, or The Haunted Box. Then there's a Possession, where it's another box that's haunted. All types of these movies. Well, in Oculus, it's a fucking mirror. And needless to say, the movie sucked. It was really fucking bad. This crazy-ass girl in the movie is, like, putting this mirror on trial. I don't know, it's just more bullshit than it's worth to tell. It's, Oculus. Definitely avoid that one if you can. It's, not the best, that's for sure. And goddamn it, I think Titus, we're only on like 50 dodges here. 200 really is such a ridiculous number. And then, of course, I am still a little bit in mourning. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, not quite as good as I would have liked, especially following the greatness that was Captain America. Now, I'm not a Spider-Man dick rider per se, but I really enjoyed the original Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. The first 2 I thought were really good, especially the second one with Doc Ock. That movie kicked fucking ass. Speaking of which, I really want to do that PlayStation Spider-Man game. I want to make like an LP walkthrough of that. I think I'm going to. But anyway, The third Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, obviously sucked ass because they shoehorned Venom in, fucked that up. They brought in Sandman, which was everyone's favorite part of that movie, but I always thought it was best when Harry and Peter were fighting. New Goblin. So then they rebooted it with The Amazing Spider-Man, which I don't want to say I hated. Hate is very, very strong. But I strongly disliked it. The Lizard was cool. That was fine. But, like, the biggest thing about Peter Parker / Spider-Man is how his uncle is killed, right? And in most, like, versions of Spider-Man, like, he directly affects the outcome of how, like, Uncle Ben is killed. Like, usually it's like a robber and Peter will choose not to stop the robber or some sort of shit like that, and then that robber will kill Uncle Ben, and then Peter's like, oh shit, remember that thing Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility? Because I let this criminal go free, my uncle died, one of the two people I care about in this world most. I fucked up, I can't ever let that happen again, blah blah blah. They successfully did that in the first Spider-Man movie back in 2002, which, a very emotional scene when Uncle Ben dies there, and Peter chases down his uncle's killer and doesn't kill him. He accidentally dies, basically. But in The Amazing Spider-Man, the one that came out on, July 3rd, 2012? When oh god, I hated that. The way Uncle Ben gets killed is it's bullshit. And then, like, Peter, he doesn't really give a fuck. Like, it's just like, oh, my uncle got killed. Well, I guess I'm gonna beat up some criminals now. Oh, wait, this asshole is telling me not to fight these guys, not look for my uncle's killer to catch the big fish? Oh, well, I'll just do that. It just, Peter just... I hated the way they handled Uncle Ben in that first movie so much. So anyway, so now we're on to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I didn't have high hopes for it because of how much I kind of disliked the first one. But I thought, maybe they could really do something here. Like, nowadays, a lot of times they get that first movie out, get like an origin story going, and then in the second one, they could really go nuts. I mean, look at Batman Begins and Dark Knight. Batman Begins is a ridiculously strong movie, and it's really good. Like, Liam Neeson has a tremendous performance, because everyone is always, so obsessed with Heath Ledger as the Joker, which was great, and then Tom Hardy as Bane, he was fantastic as well. But Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul, I mean, that really set the tone for the series. And I remember reading an interview how they talked about, they got the origin story straight, yada yada yada. They made sure that, the franchise had a foundation. And then they were able to just go nuts for the Dark Knight and do all sorts of crazy stuff, have, what was the bitch's name? Rachel, have her get killed off, have the Joker go crazy, blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking that The Amazing Spider-Man would be able to do something similar, where, the first movie, sets up the origin story, whatever, but then the second one, they're able to do all sorts of crazy cool shit, have a lot of fun with it, whatever. Now, they kinda did do that. I guess I should probably mention I'm about to spoil fucking Spider-Man 2, so if you haven't seen it, I don't know, skip ahead like 10 minutes or so, because, yeah, there is still a good 10 minutes of me dodging lightning bolts. When I head to the travel agency, I'll cut my Spider-Man 2 talk short. But anyway, so, the movie, oh my god, it suffers from a lot of problems. Like, everyone's aware that the big villain in the movie is Electro, Jamie Foxx, and, oh man, the way they do my brother, man, oh god, Jamie Foxx, they gave him, like, Jerry curls. Like, and if you think of Jerry curls, the one character people would think of with that is Jules, Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction. He had the dripping wet Jerry curls, the good look, the cool, cool look. Just think of GTA San Andreas. But Jamie Foxx, They give this dude like a Jerry curl comb over. Like it's just, oh, it's a really bad look. But anyway, so Jamie Foxx is like some dude who has like really disturbing emotional problems, and like there's a couple scenes early on that are almost kind of uncomfortable, like sitting there like, yo, this dude is fucking nuts, like holy shit. And the way he turns into Electro is absurd to say the least. My man is above like a tank of it. They must have been genetically engineered eels. They had to have been probably genetically engineered electric eels. And he's standing over this, you know, this pool of them, trying to fix like some sort of problem with like some cable wiring, because he's an electrical engineer in the movie. And it's like, I was sitting there in the theater like, oh my god, Jamie, do not like precariously hang over this pool, you know, 100 feet below you, a 100-foot drop, fool around with this electricity. You know this isn't gonna end well. And of course this dumbass, you know, he gets electrocuted, flies down into this pool, and these eels bite him, and then there's a big explosion, and then he just turns into Electro. It's like, how the fuck did this happen? He literally just falls into a pool of water, he got electrocuted, and some eels bite him, and wha-bam! He's Electro. But once he actually became Electro, I thought that was the strongest part of the movie by far. Spider-Man versus Electro, like the couple times that happens, are like really... I thought it was really fucking badass, actually. And I liked like the little like dubstep theme they were playing with it. I don't know, it just, it felt right, felt good. The other villain, unfortunately, that they just shoehorned into the movie, Green Goblin. What's a polite way to say it? He sucked ass. They did a terrible job with him. Oh my god. So Harry, in this, like in the original trilogy, like there was the super soldier serum that Norman Osborn, you know, our boy Willem Dafoe, and then James Franco, Harry Osborn, they took that gave them super strength, but it also has the side effect of damaging their mind and making them go crazy. Well, here in The Amazing Spider-Man, Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn, they have some ridiculously stupid disease that like makes their nails go ridiculously long, and they literally like turn, like their skin turns green. Like Harry Osborn's walking through half this movie and it looks like he's got gonorrhea on his fucking neck. It is bizarre. The other thing that doesn't make sense is Norman Osborn dies at the beginning of the movie because he's been battling this disease his whole life, you know, and he's like 75 or some shit like that. And then Harry Osborn, midway through the movie, this disease is starting to kill him. It's like, my man, aren't you 25? Your dad, you know, had an additional 50 years. What's going on with you? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And so a whole bunch of stupid shit happens, and he finds out that, oh, the venom from the spiders that bit, you know, Peter Parker and turned him into Spider-Man. Well, very clearly that venom will cure my disease. So I'm gonna go ahead and inject that shit, and of course, you know, it doesn't work. And, like, he, you know, gets all fucked up and he turns into a troll, basically. And when he injects himself, there's, like, this fucking weird-ass room at the bottom of Oscorp where, you know, basically it's the way that they're gonna lead into the Sinister Six movie, which is a terrible idea. I hate that every franchise now is trying to follow Marvel's, like, universe movie idea. I mean, it worked with Marvel because that was their plan, basically, from the beginning. Like, they realized what they were gonna do pretty early on, and so they were able to do it correctly. But fucking Spider-Man, like, making a movie just of Spider-Man's villains is not going to work. Making a Venom movie with Spider-Man in it is not going to work. This Justice League movie probably isn't gonna work because basically in the timeline of movies, it's gonna be the Man of Steel, which was not that good, and if you remember, I blasted that movie in what? That was the Kane battle in my Shining Force playthrough. I blasted Man of Steel. I had a lot of problems in it. And then now it's going to be Batman vs. Superman, which is what it's going to have. Wonder Woman, it's going to have Cyborg. Isn't there talk of maybe Green Lantern or Flash showing up? Like, they're basically turning this into a semi-Justice League movie. I don't know. It's... Oh, boy. It's probably not going to be that strong. And then what's the other? X-Men. X-Men has had so many movies out, and X-Men has such a big cast that it's forgivable, I guess. But... So anyway, you know, Harry, he gets on the glider in this battle suit that he's never really seen before. He doesn't know how to use. But does he figure out how to use it? You bet your ass he does. And it, oh god, the fight between Green Goblin and Spider-Man lasts about 2 seconds. And then he fails to save Gwen Stacy. Any comic book fan knows all about that and what happens. I guess really that was the one big problem, is I sniffed out what was going to happen to Gwen, you know, pretty early on. Although they do a ridiculously terrible job of foreshadowing it. Oh, cool, looks like we got our 200 in. At the beginning of the movie, Gwen Stacy literally says, "I could die at any moment." So anyone with any knowledge at all goes, oh shit, looks like Gwen Stacy is indeed dying at the end of this movie. I don't... Oh, Spider-Man. Alright, whatever. Well, I guess I'll just drop that since, hey, we got some treasure to get now. Congratulations, you've dodged 5 lightning bolts in a row. You're not a scrub like Gwen Stacy. Now you get a gift. X potion, oh. Well. Dodged 10 lightning bolts in a row. You are not a scrub like Harry Osborn. Mega potion times 2. Okay. It's a little better, I guess. Although I don't really need to teach any abilities to any Aeons anymore. Ooh, MP Sphere. See, that I do need. Because I have to fill all those empty nodes in the sphere grid. Strength, oh, times 3. That's really good shit. 100 lightning bolts in a row. HP Sphere, that's always really good. I want to try and get to like 30,000 health with every character at least for when we fight the Dark Aeons. Mega Elixir times 4. Oh yeah, you can make double AP weapons with Mega Elixir, so that could be useful. And then 200, this of course would be the Venus Sigil. Whoops, I'm high on crack. And Lightning Dancer, very good, very good. Okay, so let me think. So yeah, this chest is weird. Chest set's right there, but you can't open it. So we only have to get the Mercury Sigil now. Wow, you know, we busted these out, like, rather fast. So we just gotta grab the Mercury Sigil and then go power all the weapons up. There's a couple of things I want to take care of before we grab the Mercury Sigil, though. Okay, so here we are in Remiem Temple. Remember this little Chocobo minigame, which I promised I would knock out. This is actually pretty hard. For all you trophy hunters out there, this is a trophy, and it's probably one of the more difficult trophies in the game. As we can see, just like when we're racing to get the Sun Sigil, this fucking Chocobo controls like he's drunk. Anytime you see me just running into the wall like this, that's me struggling to get this fucking bastard bird to run in a straight line. But what we're doing here is... So, remember the first time I did this, I ran straight to the bottom just to get the Cloudy Mirror. By opening chests, you actually gain prizes. It's a one-time only prize, and you get one for opening 1 chest, 2 chests, 3 chests, 4 chests, and 5 chests. So here's our prize for opening 1 chest. We get an elixir. Not bad, I guess. Maybe that'll help when I'm trying to mix all of Riku's overdrives. That's gonna take fucking forever. The other important thing about this is you cannot hit any of these poles. The poles you see, if you hit one, then you don't get any prize. And also, by opening these chests, you also have to still beat that other chocobo to the bottom. So here's one. Now, the really, really, really difficult one is getting all 5. But just for the 1 through 4, I'm just going to be doing like a really janky path and not really, you know, giving too much of a shit, just trying to get out of here. Okay, so here we go. This is a prize for 2. Now, I'm really excited about the prize for, I believe it's 3 chests is the one I'm really looking forward to, but we'll see. Mega Elixir, that's good, I guess. I mean, it'll help us make a double AP weapon, which is always a good thing. Alright, you dumbass Chocobo. Let's see if 3 chests is the prize I was indeed talking about. There's a high chance it is, although it might not be. It might be 4 chests. I only briefly looked at what the list of prizes was, and this is the one that I really wanted to get. I can't remember if I did this in the original game or not, but the prize you get, well, might as well not just wait. So we can see this fucking asshole Chocobo, you know, once you have to start getting 3 chests, this is where he starts getting in your way. Like, look at this motherfucker. Good thing he's slow as balls, though. But this third, or not the third, when you have to get 5 chests, oh my god, it's such a pain in the ass. Okay, let's see if this is it. 3 chests open. Aha! Yes! Wings to Discovery. Now, this is pretty much a huge fucking deal, getting these Wings to Discovery. I'm gonna go look at them in just a second. For now, let's just grab the chest for... I keep saying let's grab the chest for grabbing 4 chests. But no, let's get the prize for grabbing 4 chests here. This is where it starts getting difficult, because it seems like this legendary Chocobo we're racing has 2 patterns. One where he does this course pretty slowly, and, you know, you can just kind of leisurely take your time. And then the other half of the time, he just burns through it. When he blows through this course, you can't get 4 or 5 chests and still beat him and make it to the bottom. You can only do it on that half of the time where he is, you know, going through real slowly. And yep, there's me struggling to control this fucking thing again. And I just barely managed to eke out in front of him for this. But wha-bam. That's 4 chests. Thank you very much. And what is this? Pendulum. That, I know, is a big item in Riku's overdrives. I know that for a fact. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at what these stupid fucking, what are they called? The Wings to Discovery. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these do. Let's see. Wings of Discovery. Yeah, there's our Pendulum. And Wings of Discovery. Nice. Only 1 underdog secret. We'll get a whole bunch of those later on. Rin will be able to help us out with that. Is it underdog secret that yeah, it is. Okay. But anyway, here's what you do with Wings to Discovery. Basically, the most important item in the game. If we scroll all the way down here... Ooh, auto protect. 70 lunar curtains. HP 30%. Wow, that's pretty cheap. Only 1 stamina atomic. And, ooh, this, you know, Master Thief, this could be pretty useful. Steal only rare items. I'll have to look at what some of the high-end monsters in the Monster Arena, what you could steal from them, but I have a feeling getting a Master Thief, that could really help out. But anyway, here's what the Wings to Discovery do, is break HP limit. And that's where you really need all of that money for, is getting break HP limit. Because usually Wings to Discovery, you have to bribe from Marlboros. But they nicely give you a free... Wow, I'm really struggling talking to this Chocobo here. They give you basically a free break HP limit for a character here by nicely giving you the 30 Wings to Discovery. Okay, now this is ridiculously hard. Getting all 5 chests and still beating this cockhole titty fucking bitch chocobo here. But let's go ahead and do it. This is the correct path that you basically have to use if you want to get this done. And you get, I think it's either, I think there's a Chocobo Master trophy and a Chocobo Rider trophy. One is for getting the Sun Sigil, and then the other is for getting this. And it shows you the game creators knew what they were doing, because the trophy to get the Sun Sigil is only a bronze, but this one right here is a silver. It is fucking hard to get all 5 chests and still beat this motherfucker, man. I'm telling you. This shit is not easy. Because this exact path I use right here, I did this exact path probably 10 or 15 times before I was just barely able to slide in front of this motherfucker right here. Look how fucking close that shit was. Because, you know, a lot of it determines on if you could keep this drunk chocobo asshole in the middle. Ooh, 3 stars times 60. That could be pretty useful, because I think when I'm fighting... Oh, yep, Chocobo Master, there it is. When I'm fighting the Dark Aeons, I think using a 3 stars allows us to use skills and magic without it costing any MP. So I don't have to worry about actually doing break MP limit. And here we're back in Kilika. You can see the airship way down there. This is that pathway that, like, Waka and the Besaidoraks were fixing up when we were here earlier in the game. But there's one item I want to grab real quickly from our good old friend. What's his asshole's name? Clasco, I think. Oh, hey, look, it's the governor. Governor, what is up, bro? How you doing? Gonna play Walking Dead soon. Gonna use Sin's Tidal Wave for... Actually, Sin's Tidal Wave will fucking murk your ass. We want to head to Besaid, I believe. It's either the SS Leaky or the SS Winnow. One of those fucking bullshits. I can't really remember, honestly. Now, we're looking for our good friend Clasco, I believe his name is. Yeah, the Chocobo Knight asshole. Remember way earlier in the game he was blocking that treasure chest in Macalania, and we told him to be a Chocobo breeder? If you do that, you can come on this boat, and you can say hello!
Nice to see you again.
You really quit the Knights?
Yeah, I did. Elma was upset with me, but Captain Lucille understood.
Good.
Now I'm working as a chocobo breeder on this ship. I really, really love taking care of chocobos. Being with chocobos all the time, I think I found my calling. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Oh, yeah. I found this in one of the chocobo nests the other day. It's no use to me, so I want you to have it.
Friend Sphere.
I have to go now.
That's not
It's
really
time
that
for
useful,
lunch.
but it's worth
Hey,
seeing this little
I
scene
wanna
with
talk to you
Clasco,
some
I
more.
guess.
Can't your stomach wait?
He does show up in
I read I
Final
have to
Fantasy
feed the
X too.
chocobos.
Also.
They get really upset if they're not
I
fed.
love... Can't your stomach wait? No, he's got Goku disease, Titus, you fucking dumb fuck. Okay, so that's it. We got pretty much everything we needed to do. All we need to do now is we gotta go get the Mercury Sigil. We gotta power up all our ultimate weapons, and then we gotta go ahead to the Omega Dungeon or Omega Ruins, whatever it's called. Alright. I guess I'll see you guys next time where we're gonna go ahead and get the Mercury Sigil.